Hi, I'm Rob. I started learning how to code on my own about 2 months ago, and now I'm applying to a bootcamp called Flatiron School. And I thought I'd document my journey along the way so that I could share some of the tips or pointers that I come across, and hopefully it'll be helpful for your journey too. So I'd like to kick this off with some of the free resources that I've been using. It's quite a lot of links, but I'm only going to focus on these numbered ones because these are ones that I'm actively using. And a quick note is that I've tried Ruby, Python, and JavaScript, and I found that Ruby and Python were both easier to learn because they read like English and there's less syntax. While JavaScript, it's more challenging because it's really the syntax. So if you forget a semicolon, then your code won't work. But if you're like if you get over those tedious bits, then yeah, JavaScript's not that horrible to learn. It's um it's really preference and what is your goal? Like which school are you trying to get into and what language they use, as well as what interests you. Let's get started with this blog post that I found written by Hasib. He offers an in-depth guide about his experience applying to boot camps and how he prepared for it. And it's been really helpful. Like I tried what he suggested and it's super effective. So that's what prompted me to make tweaks and offer up what I did. But yeah, this is also quite lengthy. So, take your time and browse through it. And yeah, every tidbit of this is really helpful. So there's that. I'll include that in the description below. Actually, I'll include all these links in the description below. So yeah, to get started with coding, Codecademy is a good place to start if you haven't already. And with Codecademy, while it's a great free resource, I found that as I was going through the course, I was kind of forgetting the earlier on stuff. And it was just kind of like I wasn't retaining as much information as I'd like. So what I did was I supplemented it with several other things so that I'm kind of doing the same lesson over and over in different ways by different platforms. But yeah, here are all the courses it's on the bottom of the page. And yeah, there's quite a few. But yeah, start with the intro to whichever language you prefer. And if you're doing JavaScript, a great supplement website is freecodecamp.org, or actually in my opinion, it's even better to just do freecodecamp.org for JavaScript and skip over Codecademy altogether because it's just so in depth and like the information that you get or the lessons that you go through, it's reiterated so many times that you won't forget what you learned. But yeah, it's awesome resource. And while I'm while I was using those two, I also used hackerrank.com and codewars.com. They're both problem solving websites. So people upload problem sets and you would try to figure out the code to the solution. And what this does for you is that you're able to implement the things that you learned from Codecademy or Free Code Camp and really like get your brain comfortable with understanding the problem that's being suggested and how to break it apart, and then writing code itself. It's just great practice. So with Code Wars, there is a slight thing that caught me off guard in the beginning. It's the difficulty numbers. So these labels, these Q things, those are the indicators of how difficult a problem is. It's 8 being the simplest and 1 being the hardest. So just keep that in mind. And while I do all of that, I also watch the Harvard CS50 Intro to Computer Science course. It's a free online class. So what this does for me is that it helps me understand why do things work the way they do and what's happening under the hood. So yeah, they also offer labs and projects to work on in supplement to the lectures. So that's really helpful too. And lastly, it's the bootcamp prep course for whichever school you're applying to. For me, it's Flatiron School. So I've been doing all of this in conjunction with the bootcamp prep course, and that's kind of what I use to like gauge, did I finish like understanding this subject, right? So like if I'm able to pass the loop, right, section of the bootcamp course, then I know I'm ready with loops because I've done it with a Codecademy, Free Codecamp, HackerRank, Code Wars, and I've watched lectures on it. So that's what I've done, and I've completed a class, and I'm pretty comfortable with where I'm at with only 2 months of practice doing all of this. Number 4 is interchangeable with the bootcamp prep course of your choice, the school that you want to apply to. So I know Hacker Reactor, Thinkful, and Full Stack Academy offers their own bootcamp prep course, and I'm sure many other schools do too. And what I actually recommend is to do as many of these as you can, so you're just more well-rounded heading into bootcamp. But yeah, so I'll include all these links in the description below, and if you found this helpful or are interested in where this goes, then please like and subscribe. I'll see you next week.